today, Justice Department or State Department officials and say, well, we're not really sure what documents it is you're looking for. And the Republicans on the committee were all saying, look, we've told you over and over again what documents we want. We want access to these 22 witnesses. And you've got the State Department guy out there going, well, why don't you prioritize it? Tell us which ones you want to see. We'll see if we can get to make that happen. But really what they've been doing is, and this is what the media and the administration in cahoots has been doing, is they're killing this thing by making it seem they're dragging their feet on this so that nothing ever happens. And they put these things out every once in a while. Like recently, they dumped a bunch of documents on a Friday, late on a Friday. And these were documents that, again, like you said, Judicial Watch got a hold of a bunch of great documents showing what had really happened there and showing, again, that the administration was sitting on and not releasing all this information. What the administration's goal is, what Obama's goal is to make this seem as if it's just the Republicans on a witch hunt. There's nothing there. They just won't let it go. They just keep pounding about it. And for a lot of people, it's working. A lot of people think, well, what are they doing? They're still, they're on and on again about this. Well,
that's because the Republican leadership doesn't ever attack. If they would attack Obama on Obamacare, if they would attack Obama on blanket amnesty outside of law, if they would attack Obama on what really happened in Benghazi or Fast and Furious or IRS Gate, he would be impeached right now. And the truth is, from my view, they are bought and paid for by the same special interests, at least McConnell and Boehner are, and are basically letting Obama take over. I mean, I'm scared of what he may do in the next 2 years. Shifting gears then back into the other issue, because it's all tied together, as you know, Joe Curl, who just joined us from his website, rightread.com. What do we do about the huge landslide that happened, and now the Republican leadership is sitting on top of it, ignoring the Constitution and ignoring the landslide? What do you think is going to come out of this?
Well, I think there's an awful lot of intrigue going along under the current, behind the scenes in Capitol Hill right now. I mean, you saw what happened with John Boehner and the mutiny that took place, and there were a lot of there were reports that I heard at the time that there were upwards of 50 Republican members who were going to vote against John Boehner. Now, what happens when that starts to swirl around? Nobody wants to get out ahead of it, because if you vote against Boehner and you don't oust him as speaker, then you don't get any good committee assignments, and you just made a powerful enemy. So what happened there was a lot of guys who were ready to go, they ended up getting cold feet, and everyone went back and went ahead and supported him. But you still had 24 people vote against him, which was pretty bold. And right now what's happening is the party is splintering on Capitol Hill. There are different factions within the Republicans that are not really accessible to the other factions. There are Tea Party guys. There are guys who are really concerned about the overspending, the deficit spending, the massive national debt. And they're not really on board with all of this sort of go along to get along, which is what's happening on Capitol Hill right now. This idea that, we need to negotiate with Obama, we're never going to get anything done because Obama controls everything. So there's a lot of unhappiness on Capitol Hill from a lot of Republicans and especially conservatives. What they're finding out is that they're going to have a lot of trouble pushing things through because they don't have a solid majority. They don't really have the kind of solidity that they need. Not everyone, the unity that they're looking for is not there, and they're in trouble.
Well, Joe, what's going to happen when the next election comes around and Republicans haven't delivered anything, haven't repealed any of Obamacare, have let Obama open the borders up? I mean, there's going to be a huge backlash, in my view, and an even bigger Tea Party contingent, I think, will be sent. I think it's key for the Tea Party to explain that they've been betrayed and sat on by a bunch of rhinos, and that we need to remove the rhinos if we have any hope.
That's right, and that's exactly that's the danger that, I remember when it was a huge landslide on November 4th for Republicans. I remember Pelosi and other Democrats talking about, well, this is, quietly talking about the fact that this could be a good thing for them because now they've got a 2-year lead in. If the Republicans get nothing done and can't get over this kind of intra-party fighting, squabbling, then the Democrats are going to say, look, these guys have been in control for 2 years. They haven't done anything. You should put us back in power. And that will be a pretty powerful argument for voters going into the polls on 2016. So you're right. Republicans are either going to have to get it together in the next couple of months and really move forward with a unified face, boy, they're going to face a
Stay there. Joseph Curl of RightRead.com on our show.
Attention all radio listeners. Survival Life is giving away free credit card knives exclusively to our radio listeners here today. Visit mycreditcardknife.com to see this covert knife in action and claim yours for free. It's the same knife you've seen in the airline magazines for $29.95, but today it's yours free. Just pay shipping and handling. mycreditcardknife.com, mycreditcardknife.com. Go now.
Managing your business and customers isn't easy, huh? SnapForce customer relationship software may be just what you need. SnapForce CRM is a software solution that helps you manage everything important about your customers, from sales to marketing to service and support. All of your customer information is right there at your fingertips for easy access. It's time to take control of your business in a snap. Get your free trial at snapforce.com. That's SNAPFORCE.com. Snapforce.com. We all have our own idea about what being safe and secure means. The door's locked, bills are paid, you've got a job that keeps the lights on, and a home to call your own. But what happens when Mother Nature throws a curveball?
I'm telling you, take cover.
Are you prepared to live without electricity or passable roads for weeks at a time? Do you even have a plan B? If you do, are you willing to bet your life on it?
Children left with no homes.
And no one's coming to help them.
The first step towards self-reliance in the face of disaster is a visit to MyPatriotSupply.com. There you'll find the absolute best prices on storable foods, non-GMO seeds, emergency water filtration devices, and so much more. All orders over $49 qualify for free shipping in the lower 48 states. Call 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927 and speak to one of our preparedness advisors today, or visit us at MyPatriotSupply.com. Remember, before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare.
Millions of people are going to get sick this winter from colds, flus, and other illnesses. Make sure you're not one of them. Protect yourself with Supernatural Silver, a revolutionary new product. Recent advances in silver technology have resulted in a silver solution that can be used daily to help prevent bacteria, viruses, and fungus. Supernatural Silver is safe enough to use daily, while powerful enough to help your own immune system destroy the causes of many serious diseases. Supernatural Silver has the ability to terminate entire colonies of harmful bacteria at several hundred times the effectiveness of colloidal or ionic silver. The Science Digest Journal says silver is our mightiest germ fighter. It is virtually non-toxic and is emerging as a wonder of modern medicine. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2015 for 30% off. Give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
This is an alert. If your business or church is building this year, you're about to pay more than you should. This could mean thousands of dollars more for your office, retail space, church, or warehouse. A General Steel building can save you as much as half the cost and time of similar conventional construction. And we're offering rebates of up to $20,000 to help you build today. Call General Steel for free information that could save you thousands. Call 866-91-STEEL. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
This is a short segment, long segment, 18 minutes coming up with Joseph Curl of the Washington Times, formerly with the DrudgeReport.com as well, and he now has his new site. We're going to be talking about some. I wanted to get Sha'Carri Jackson's take, along with John Bound, 2 of our reporters, on what this political realignment means and the Republican betrayal. That's exactly what it is. But then I've got all this other news that I want to run over and just get quick responses in the next segment from Joe Curl, like UK government announces plan to remotely control vehicles, state to seize control of cars via Wi-Fi sensors to reduce traffic congestion and global warming. Paul Joseph Watson of Infowars.com reported that. Drudge Report's got this headline from MSNBC or CNBC. Dow hit by Microsoft, Caterpillar data disappoint. Dow falls 400 points today. Aircraft carrier Stennis has biggest ordnance onload since 2010. DEA cameras tracking hundreds of millions of car journeys across the U.S. Argentine prosecutors shot point blank in the forehead official. They basically admit he was murdered before he exposed the president. Obamacare cost $50,000 per person per taxpayer. That's in the Daily Mail. The big blizzard wasn't the big blizzard, but the New York Times said there'd be no more blizzards by this year. I mean, it's just border surge likely in 2015, data shows. Boehner-McConnell retreat in Obama amnesty fight. Panics conservatives, Washington Times. I want to talk about the drone and all the panicking as a toy drone crashes. I mean, there's just so much. It's just crazy. Joe Curl, where do you want to go next? I mean, what else are you focusing on there on your new news site, rightread.com?
Well, the latest thing that's happened on the drone debacle is Obama has come out and said that drones need to be regulated. So that'll be interesting as the White House decides to take over all drones. I guess kids playing in the backyard are not going to be regulated.
Well, it was already illegal in D.C. To have a drone and do that. So I mean, these laws don't do. It's remote control toys. It sounds like an excuse to try to ban remote control toys.
Yeah, that's what was really interesting. I mean, it really does. It's really kind of amazing when you think about what the White House. It is a vulnerable building. It's right in the middle of D.C. You can walk up to it from all sides. You can get within a couple hundred feet of the front door. So and there's just those big old iron, wrought iron bars in front of it. So it's really, but now they're saying that the drone was too small to be picked up by radar, and that really makes you wonder what kind of security they've got at the White House. If they can't handle and see the coming, the future of what kind of security threats they're going to face, it's kind of amazing that they didn't think, boy, I wonder if if you can fly a drone in there, that means you could arm a drone, put a bunch of weapons on it, put a bomb on it, and fly a drone right into the White House and just explode it, right next to the window, fly it inside, smash it through the window and fly it into the residence. It's kind of amazing that they don't have the foresight to know that's what they face.
Well, they'll probably argue for kill switches in all these toy drones so that they can have a field, a radio wave field. I'm predicting this, being broadcast to order them to crash. But I've been on people's boats that have pretty inexpensive radar systems on them. And if you've got a duck flying at you at 500 yards away, it picks up the duck or a group of ducks flying or a flock of seagulls. I mean, I don't believe that they've got radar that would pick it up.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, but it's again like the other day when that guy a couple of months ago when the guy jumped over the fence and ran to the White House, ran in the front door and was was tackled inside. Then they said, well, he wasn't armed, it wasn't a danger. Then it turns out, of course, he was armed. He had a knife on him. So it's confusing what these guys they just seem to keep having problems. They can't really protect the president. It's kind of frightening.
Well, I mean, at the same time, we are a free society. And look at 10 Downing Street. I mean, somebody could fly a drone into that. I mean, I think it just comes down to the fact that I don't think we can be held hostage by all the potential threats. But you're right. As technology proliferates, I don't see how we're ever going to stop crazy people being able to do damage, no matter how big a police state we build. So what is the answer?
Well, that's a great point, because the other what happens right away now is exactly what Obama was talking about, which is like let's have the state control this, let's have the state control that, and the way they're justifying things like they're capturing photographs of all of these license plates. The idea behind that is, well, we'll track drug dealers, but that's not really how it gets used. Eventually, it gets used on everyone. Everyone's going to be collected by the government. And they're gonna put a big database together that's gonna have what's all in it. So
and they basically admit that. I mean, they admit that 10 years ago it started just on the border, but now it's nationwide. Hundreds of millions of people are tracked a year, basically everybody, and they're keeping a complete database history of this, but government's exempt. Amazing. Joe, stay there. I want to come back and get more into big stories you're focused on. And I'm not an insider like you in D.C., but I've really noticed the Washington Times has brought it up several notches, so congratulations.
We're on